Have you ever looked at an ancient painting and wondered how they made those colors? I mean, some of them are so vibrant, they look like they were made yesterday. But what if I told you that some of these colors were once considered impossible? They were so rare, so dangerous, or so technically advanced that they defied the science of their time. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the lost and forbiddens of history.
Behind every moment lies a scientific wonder. I'm Kale, and welcome to SciCurious, where curiosity meets science.
Let's start with a color so legendary it was literally worth more than its weight in gold: Tyrian purple. For centuries, this deep, rich violet was the ultimate status symbol, reserved exclusively for emperors and royalty. Why? Because making it was an insanely difficult and smelly process. This wasn't something you could just mix up in a lab. The dye came from a tiny gland in thousands upon thousands of sea snails. Imagine harvesting 250,000 snails just to get enough pigment for a single toga. The biochemical process was so complex that for ages, no one could replicate it. It was a secret of nature that made this color a symbol of ultimate power. Now, let's talk about a color that was beautiful but deadly: Scheele's green. In the 18th and 19th centuries, this vivid emerald green became incredibly popular. People used it for everything: wallpaper, dresses, even children's toys. It was the color of the moment. There was just one tiny problem: it was made with arsenic. Yes, that arsenic. People living in rooms with Scheele's green wallpaper would get mysteriously ill, and sometimes even die, especially in damp climates where the arsenic compound would become airborne. It was a silent killer hiding in plain sight, a beautiful pigment with a dark, toxic secret that science would later expose. So how do we know all this? How can we understand colors that have been lost to time or were too dangerous to use? This is where modern science becomes a time machine. Using incredible technologies like spectroscopy and advanced materials science, researchers can now analyze the chemical makeup of these ancient pigments without even damaging the artwork. Think of it like a chemical fingerprint. By shooting beams of light at a painting, scientists can identify the exact elements and compounds used centuries ago. This allows us to understand not just what the color is, but how it was made, where the materials came from, and why it has survived or faded over time. What's even more exciting is that science isn't just about looking back, it's also about bringing the past to life. By understanding the precise chemical formulas of these impossible pigments, scientists and artists can now recreate them. We can finally see Tyrian purple in its true imperial glory, or understand the exact recipe for a long-lost Egyptian blue without grinding up precious artifacts. It's a beautiful collaboration between art history and chemistry, solving ancient mysteries one color at a time. It proves that every brushstroke has a story, and sometimes that story is a scientific adventure. From a purple made from snails to a green that could kill, the history of color is so much more than just what we see on a canvas. It's a story of innovation, of danger, and of human curiosity pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It reminds us that art and science have always been intertwined, each inspiring the other to reach for the impossible. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this as fascinating as I did, hit that like button, and subscribe for more curious stories from the intersection of science and history. See you next time.
Science is everywhere if you just know where to look. Thanks for watching SciCurious. Until next time.